Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. Got a good show lined up. Well, let me take that back. We have a great show lined up, as always. But first, let's take a look at our weather. Brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Pollard, and hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. Pretty comfortable today. 76 is high and 60 is low. I don't know about you, but these cold mornings in the springtime, I don't like them. I mean, it's cold. Our water temperature, interestingly enough, has dropped 2 degrees. It would drop from 67 to 65. So that's hopefully it'll warm back up by the weekend. We'll see. Our river eating is brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. Good folks down there taking care of our refreshment needs. I had a Diet Coke the other day on a boat. It was good. The Apalachicola Bluntstown 17.4, got a steady drop to it. The Choctawhatchee at Caryville is right at 9.9 and a good steady drop to it. So going out, they'll be going out for the weekend. Now look, they're calling for some rain maybe Friday. It's been incredible the amount of bad weather we've had on weekends. For the past 6 or 7 weekends, we've had some stormy weather, rainy weather. The rotation is not good for an outdoors person. The wind be coming out of east, southeast at about 10. And the tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Good tides today, low at 6:07 this morning, right now, and a high at 9:03 this evening. Like I said, that wind coming out of east, fairly strong at 10, so you won't have a big variable according to where you put yourself. But the water is still clear in the bay. It's been really some really good clear waters. It's been enjoyable to see the clarity of the water. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. You know, we have all kind of guests on, and I've always enjoyed having guests on. A while back, about a year ago, a young man, Jason Griffin, was on the show, and he was actually making his own pompano jigs and all. And anyway, I run into him every now and then, but I got a picture from him. Check this out. He caught right here to surf. Caught this red on Saturday with a couple of pumps. So that, Jason, good to see you doing that. I'm glad you're fishing, and he caught him on the jigs he made. Good job, Jason Griffin. You recognize this big old smile right here, Steve Shea. I remember he was on the show last week. He said he was headed turkey hunting, and that is a big turkey right there. Good job, Steve. There's the spurs on them. I don't know the length, but you can tell they're big. And then the beard, and that's how you go by measuring this age and all of a turkey. Good job. I ran across this. Gun safety being taught in an Indiana school in 1956. And we didn't do this in Florida, but I did hear some of the Midwestern states would teach gun safety. But it's look on the kid's face. All right, look at this. Billy Grantham sent this. He was on the show again last week, and he didn't give the name. So sorry, didn't give their name yesterday. Josh Weeks is on this catch. His father loves to watch Panhandle Outdoors with Randy Weeks, so here it is right here. Good job. Let's see, I'll blow it up. Good job, Josh Weeks. Maybe 30 years ago, he didn't feel like jumping across the road. Okay. This is interesting. This is a mullet fishing page, and this is the Bow Fishing Association of America. So this is a Florida and world record for this. Okay, I'm gonna take your time and okay, this is a 11-pound, 9.6 ounce mullet. Now he got it bow fishing, and he got a certificate of achievement named John Wisenut, world record mullet, and harvested in Florida. Now I don't know this. This is the Bow Fishing Association of America, established in 1990, and this is their certificate. So you know, there's no other. This wouldn't be a Florida state record because it was taken with a bow. So anyway, it's interesting that a mullet would get that big. And I'm sure it'd be there in South Florida. Matthew Grantham, it's been a long time since I whooped up on one opening morning. The good Lord blessed me where they find one. Cooper came out the door and saying Gurkey. So there it is right there, Matthew Grantham. Good job on opening morning. It was a good opening morning according to the pictures I received. This one has a story behind it. This is Jay Moody, his wife, Amy Spurrier Moody, found her first shed of the year. Okay, so Amy's dad is Steve Spurrier, but more importantly, she's just such a fine person and such a great teacher. And she teaches math at Holy Nativity School and has for, I don't know, a long time. And interesting enough, I would get my outdoor ed kids when they were seniors. A lot of them, or some of them, had gone to Holy Nativity. And every time her name came up, they talked about what a great teacher she was. And I heard it over and over again. So she is almost a legend over there teaching math because she makes math so much fun, which is very hard to do. But I run into her fairly often. I see her and I always have a big smile on her face and talking. And Jay, her husband, is just a great guy, and the Moody family. So I've always had I see her at different functions and all, especially if it's a gated one. So anyway, she's really not a big outdoor girl. She just stays busy. But this time of year, we're talking about looking for sheds. That's a great thing for a couple to do. Just get out in the woods, start walking around, and that's what they did. But here's what I replied to Amy. Check this out. Okay, I said, I am so impressed, Miss Outdoor Lady. I'm going to put this on Panhandle Outdoors Tuesday morning. Well, I'm a couple days late. Tell your mom and dad to look for you on YouTube. So we're going to see Steve and Jerry Spurrier watches her on YouTube. All right, here we go. This is right here, folks. This is Sunday morning before church. I get up at dark. I mean, right there at daybreak, and this is daybreak. And this dolphin was just out there swimming around. I mean, just making I know what he was, chasing those mullet, because I could tell the way he was acting. And that's my old dock there. And I actually took this from a patio right there. And I watched him swim around a while. Well, right within a minute, the sun started rising. Well, I've showed pictures of sunrise before, but what I tried to get, there was a big mullet jumping. I mean, a big old mullet jumping. And I almost got him. He was been jumping into the sun. And by the time I got, I ran out in the yard and then tried to get set up. Of course, you know how that goes after that. Then they quit participating in the picture. So that would have been a great picture. Sunday morning, very peaceful. My Sunday mornings are very special like this. I get to read the Bible and just have a very, very good Sunday mornings. Okay, Sheila and Johnny Miller. Good morning, Mr. Winston. Johnny got a fine turkey opening day, and then before church on Sunday, he called one in for our youngest daughter, Heidi. And what a good picture here. That's a good weekend right there. Get one Saturday, and on Sunday, call one in for your daughter. A great picture, too. Good job, Johnny. All right, we're getting close to a break. One more thing real quick. I ran across this. This has nothing to do with Florida, but I just wanted to share it with you. The 2024 Louisiana red snapper season, when does it begin? How about April the 15th, tax day? Be a good time to go out. But Louisiana Wildlife Fisheries, and they just have a fishery over there in Louisiana. All the oil rigs and all. They don't have that much coastline, but they have so much out from the state water. So their season, they have plenty of red snapper there. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Listen, I feel very close to you, my viewing audience, and I feel like I can talk to you about anything. And this has nothing to do with outdoors. I just want to share it with you because it's part of our society now, and it's something we just all need to be aware of and be careful of. And it's a simple term that really, I just talked to Jeff about it. He's seen it too. Red light running. I've mentioned this before, and I want to mention it again because here's what has happened. I knew this was going to happen. It really started, I love to drive, observe drivers, like most of y'all do. I taught drivers for several years and all, and I've been blessed with never had an accident and all, but anyway, but I did lose my brother to a drunk driver, so people driving is just important to me as it is to you. But in 2018, when the hurricane hit and all that, and then all these people started coming in, construction workers and all kind of folks coming in to help out. Well, that's when it first started. I don't care what anybody says, I know that's when it first started. And they big trucks loaded down. Some of them were heavy, and they didn't feel like they could stop, and they just started running red light. They're not running yellow light, red light. I noticed it then, so I figured it would, taper off after everybody sort of left and got back to Texas and Louisiana and Tennessee, where most of the tags were from. Most of them are Texas, but and what happened though, as a society member, we see, I think just subconsciously, we see people get away with it, and we think we can get away with it. So it's become epidemic as far as I'm concerned. I see it every day, and it's gotten so bad. And I said, sooner or later somebody's going to have a bad accident, and a fatal accident. And sure enough, I get from the Florida Highway Patrol, Lieutenant Jeff King. I'm on the list where they send it to media members of accident reports, and you on main news, a lot of times you'll hear this on news and all about what happened. And I never talk about it. I read them just I just like to read them and see how it happened. It just always fascinates me how some of these accidents can happen. Well, and all these accident reports are right in our area here in the Panhandle. And I told Gail the other day, I said, Gail, there's been like 4 or 5 fatalities in the last couple of weeks. Most of them have made the news between Santa Rosa County and Calhoun County. There's been like fatal accidents all over the place. Well, I read the details. Okay, I've copied this, and this public record, and here, I'm gonna put it up here now. This is from Florida Highway Patrol, and it happened the 15th, a couple of days ago, 5 or 6 days ago. Here's how they make it out. Vehicle number 1, the driver, a 35-year-old male from Troy, Alabama, and his passenger is a 35-year-old female from Troy, Alabama. Okay, and the driver, the injuries, left column over here, injuries are serious. How about the injuries to the passenger? Fatal. Okay, I told him, I said, what happened? So when I read a fatal accident, I go to the, Vehicle 1 was traveling south on 79. I'm going to read this. 79 at a high rate of speed approaching the intersection with County Road 173. Vehicle 2 was traveling west on County Road 173 at State Road 79. Vehicle 2 had a green light. I repeat, Vehicle 2 had a green light, so they kept going. Vehicle 1 had a red light. The driver of Vehicle 1 failed to stop under the steady red traffic signal and entered the intersection as Vehicle 2 was proceeding. The front of Vehicle 1 collided with the front of Vehicle 2. Initial collision caused the right side of the vehicle to collide in a concrete utility pole right there at the corner, southwest corner of 79 and 173. Vehicle 1 came to a rest against the pole. Goes on down last sentence, or next to last. The driver of Vehicle 1 was transported to Southeast Alabama Medical Center. The passenger of Vehicle 1 was pronounced deceased at the time, and the investigation going on, charge of pending. So basically, what that is, I just felt like I needed to spend some airtime to talk about that. It had become blatant as far as red light running. What this means to us, we just have to be on high alert when the light turns and something. And I've always sort of looked, but now I'm sort of looking a lot longer on both ways. So red light running is epidemic, and it is. I just wanted to throw that out at you because what has happened. I knew sooner or later, that's right there in Bonifay, there would be there's going to be some fatalities, and sure enough, there'll be more, and we just need to be careful. Okay, let's go to a more pleasant subject. How about the Sop Choppy Worm Grunting Festival? Put it on the calendar, April 13th, 2024. Music, Jason Bird, but they do this every year. I say every year. This is the 22nd year. They started in 2002, but they've always had worm grunting. I know some of y'all, Gail and I've talked about going every year. One thing, it's just great to drive through the Apalachicola National Forest and get into Sop Choppy. And Sop Choppy is such a cool little community, and one of Gail's very best friends from high school lives there, and we see her on occasion, and she will be there, and a lot of other folks will be there. But when worm grunting, all you old timers know what it is. For you newcomers, what it is, you drive a stake into a swampy area, okay? And then usually with another, all kind of various things they're used, but you go back and forth on top of the stake, and that vibration of the stake drives the worms up through the mud and in the swampy area, and they're wiggling on the ground, and you go pick them up. And I remember doing it with my Granny Mills in Hosford, and as a kid, I was amazed by those little worms coming up about like that. And we didn't sell them. We put them in a coffee can, a Folgers coffee can, and it with good soil and put them in there. And we went fishing that afternoon. So wonderful memories, and I wish I would have videoed that way back then. We didn't have video, but so they started making, of course, it's a festival, there'll be all kinds of things, but they do have a contest, and they rope off some areas and see who can get the most worms up in a certain amount of time. Every year, and we may go to it. It seems like something else is coming up too. But anyway, let's move on. Gulf Breeze Bait and Tackle. This one takes first place right now. They have a springtime fishing contest, and this weighs how much? 5.7 pound pompano. That's a nice pompano right there out of Gulf Breeze. They do a good job with their stuff. And here it is right here on the scale, 5.7 pounds. And they do a good job putting that plastic on the scale. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and take our final break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a look at our fishing game times brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers, great sponsors over there in Port St. Joe. Great store. I really appreciate the folks over there, George Duran and his staff. And they have everything, all kind of clothing and fishing tackle and all those pompano rigs. They've got them right there, and those fish bites are right there. Okay, looking at a time, it'd be 9:28 to 11:28 this morning, and this evening tonight, 9:49 to 11:49. I've got some more pictures. Over the years, I've always, as I get older, I have a more deeper appreciation of old boats, and you know how I love the old Cartercraft, and had one. I got some old paddles and all that, and I've always had. We've talked about old boats a lot. So I won't belabor the point, but on occasion, it was a big deal back in the 50s and 60s. These speed boats, and they would come from all over. There was a group of folks. I remember them. I never got to talk to any of them, but I knew I heard they were doing this. Coming in down from Columbus, Georgia, and coming all the way down and going through the locks right there, the Chattahoochee Dam, and Apalachicola River, and going to the coast. It would take them a long time, and sometimes they just hang around right there in the river and go to sandbars. But I ran across some old pictures of exactly what I was talking about. And here's an old black and white picture. I know you folks in Bluntstown. Look at that big old sign. It says Jim Woodruff. And look at these boats here. And this was, I think, 1957, I believe. And I've got, this was so cool. And you can see where the lock is open. And here, there's a lock. What a great picture of what's called a lock. And you see the water level down below it. And look on way down there, you can see the bridge over there on Highway 20 bridge. And you see them lining up. I was looking for Cartercraft boats. I believe that one right there in the corner is an old Cartercraft. But a group of them will come down there, what they call a flotilla. And there's a big party, but and they, look at that. Is that not cool? It got real choppy inside the lock. And along the same time, I ran across this picture along that same era, of 1955. This is what a brand new 6-passenger Chevrolet would cost, $1749. And you make your own down payment. Whatever money you got, they'll take that as down payment. But right there in the showcase is a 55 Chevrolet. So that's your bit of throwback nostalgia. Okay, one more real quick. Let's jump to something more tasty. The tuna, I won't spend a lot of time. Skipjack is not all that, it don't taste all that good. Okay, skipjack and albacore, they're different. Look at a little dollar sign hanging on tail. This is how much it costs at the store. But anyway, get down all the way down here. That bluefin tuna, and that is really good. And there's different levels of tuna. It's pink and deep red, and then that white color. It's interesting that most people don't realize you have that much tuna. Okay, I got a couple of posts. I want to show you. I got a call from Joy Jernigan asked me. I don't think I even copied it about pompano fishing. About a 2-hook rig and a 3-hook rig, and can you fish with multiple hooks? Because it says you can't fish with multiple hooks in the FWC rules and regulations. And I texted him back. I said I've always used a 2-hook rig, but I believe it's okay. I'm on a 3-hook rig. So I went ahead and texted Travis to get the official FWC ruling, and he said yes, you can fish with a 3-hook rig on pompano fishing. The reason I never did because you just get tangled up and you use more bait, you lose more bait and all, and it's just I've never really liked it that much. Well, anyway, it is legal to do it. Real quick, one of our loyal viewers, and it's a little sad to me, Tom Martin. Tom had an accident a while back and not doing okay, but it was a miracle. He said he survived the accident. I think he's been a loyal viewer since we started the show. But he has decided to sell all of his fishing equipment. He just can't. He tried fishing the other day, just not able to, and it happens, I think, in people's lifetimes sooner or later. And he's got it for sale, and he sent it to me. I'd like for some of the Panhandle Outdoor viewers to get first shot at it, so I'm gonna go through it right here. Here it is right here. Good afternoon, Winston. I tried to go out fishing last week, but my health since the accident wouldn't let me, so I am going to sell all my fishing equipment. I've got 2 rods and reels. They are new. They're offshore angler 4/0, 7-foot pole. One's a 6/0, 7-foot pole. They're brand new. A large selection of lures and hooks and swivels. He wants $325 for everything, so I'm going to show it to you. These are brand new. Just these rod and reels themselves cost way over that. That's 2 of them, brand new. And then all kind of tackle. I'll go through it, all kind of tackle, line, hooks. You know how this stuff adds up. I told him this is a great deal. Look at all this stuff. All kind of lead. I mean, you buy this, you don't need to buy anything. Look at all that lead. You got everything, all kind of stuff right there. And here's his phone number. Okay, Tom Martin, 850-774-0231. Okay, so if you're interested in that, a lot of times you can buy something that's a whole package. You're completely set up for offshore fishing, and that's right around the corner, even if you don't have anything. So I promise you, y'all gonna be calling Tom because that's a really good deal. Those 6/0 and 4/0, those are that's ideal. Those are well made for that. I have several other things, but I don't know if I'm gonna have time to get into much more. I do want to show. Let me see. I got to show one more real quick. Well, I'm gonna have time. Okay, John Carl too. I will talk about it. Carl Andrews. I'm gonna show this tomorrow because Carl Andrews was able to take his grandson out. They roosted some turkeys, and then they were able to call him in the next day, and his little 13-year-old grandson harvested one. But I won't give more details on it tomorrow. I'll run out of time. I always run out of time. So thank you all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. We appreciate y'all. Appreciate the viewership. Do something good. I really mean that. Do something good for someone else today. Have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.